Hello and welcome to Saberbrick Studios, guys. My name is Jeremy. I hope you guys are having a great day. I am building all three ships from the first Pirates of the Caribbean Curse of the Black Pearl film from 2003. This is the 20th anniversary of that film, and like I said, I'm going to be working on all three of the ships. The Black Pearl's pretty much finished up. I'm going to add a few more things because I took that mock to Brickworld Chicago 2022 last year. It was absolutely amazing. Hopefully I'll be able to return to Brickworld with all three of these ships, the Dauntless, the Interceptor, and of course the Black Pearl this year. This episode is going to be on the Dauntless. This is number 5 for it. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And if you guys haven't seen episode number 4 and episode number 2 and 3 of the Interceptor, please go check out those videos with the playlist linked down below and tagged right now in the video. But without further ado, guys, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so last episode I worked primarily on the Dauntless. We got a lot of work done on the ship's hull and kind of front area, as well as its stern in the back. We really improved the overall design of this ship and the Interceptor. With this episode, I'm going to be continuing my work on the Dauntless. Like I was saying in the intro, we're going to be cleaning up a lot of this. We're also going to start the interior today, which is really awesome. I really want to make these ships really accurate to that film because it is one of my favorite films of all time. So that's enough talking, guys. Let's get into the building portion of this episode. Like I said, guys, make sure you guys subscribe and leave a like if you guys enjoy these videos. Check out some of my other projects like my Star Wars mocks. But without further ado, let's get building. Alright guys, so one of the first things I'm going to be working on is detailing the interior of the ship. I'm going to be working on the bunk section. I'm going to be building a giant prison cell. I'm also going to build a small cargo area, and I'm also going to start to get a lot of the cannon rack areas kind of built up with a lot of details and all that, because I'd want to get this fully done, so when I put back on the top parts of this and I start finishing up the mast pieces, it will be a seamless process. So let's get working on the interior. Alright, so after some time I managed to construct the cell. I went with a similar thing of what I did in the Black Pearl, where I built the cell area kind of in the front of the ship there. You guys can see that. I kind of like the central location of that. It's also kind of away from the rest of the ship, because originally I was going to build the cell area back here, but it kind of felt weird to have that by the kind of bunk and kitchen. So I'm really liking that. There's also tons of room in here, and it's kind of like an enclosed area, something that doesn't look that pleasant for to put, you know, the prisoners of war in there, like that one lone pirate in there. So I'm definitely really pleased with the amount of work I got done. So that's really awesome. I love how that looks. I definitely have to kind of integrate this onto the base plate that I'm going to be putting back on here once I get to the upper deck. But I wanted to give you guys a quick update on something. So as you guys know, I mentioned that this Lego cannon is really expensive. It would cost me about $3 each for one of these cannons from Lego.com, and plus they take forever to ship from Lego.com. They're also really large and take up a lot more space in the ship than I really wanted to. I simply cannot afford to really buy that many cannons for the ship. So I am going to be designing custom Lego cannons. I'm going to be using these still maybe on some like pirate piers or something like that for future mocks. But these will most likely not be in the end product. They're simply too big and too expensive to put in at high quantities. So as these next few weeks come by, guys, I'm going to be trying to design a cannon design. I'll kind of keep you guys updated. I may work on it a little bit this episode. It depends what I get done. But now I'm going to kind of finish up most of this interior, and I'll check back in with you guys once I have some more cool things to show you. So after working on the Dauntless for quite a bit, guys, I have got so much work done on it. So as I take off these top panel pieces, what you'll notice is that I have built all of this like a modular system. All of this comes apart nice and easily like this. And this is going to reveal the new interior of the Dauntless. One of the first things I had to start by doing was actually lowering this entire stern piece up here. I wanted this to be similar to the Black Pearl, which is a little bit lower. I also decided to move this up a lot more and kind of flush out that area up there. And this is giving us a lot of space for this prison area. But it has changed a little bit since then. There's quite a bit of room in there, about 6 studs in which pirates can be put in there. Once they're captured by the Royal Navy. There's a lot of gap spacing between there because of the whole front piece there. But I think I'm really pleased with how that looks. I also kind of flushed out the entire top sections of the ship. And obviously all these spots that are with the yellow studs are representing where cannons are going to go. I actually built this middle section which accommodates this piece. What this allows me to do is easily remove this kind of top chain piece up there to reveal a ladder in which the crew can now go down from the top deck to the bottom deck. Also with these pillars, I think it adds a lot of detail to how that looks. This thing just literally sits on top of there and rests on these studs in this tile piece, making it super easy to transport. I also put in some racks there that have some brooms and cannon racks and kind of cannon powder and stuff like that. There's one on this side as well with a few rifles and a couple barrels thrown in there. And this last section was, of course, probably the best part for me to build. I'm still missing a few parts for it, but there are 6 bunks here. I really like that. A lot of the crew can go there. There's also a big staging area for the crew to actually go, as this ship is going to accommodate Marines. I figured there'd have to be seating for these Marines to kind of wait as they move into the location. So this is definitely a very practical area of the ship in which a lot of the crew can be and all that. It's also the huge transport ship for the Navy, so I figured that's a little bit more accurate to how it probably would be in universe. Believe it or not, that is about all the space that Dauntless will allow me to use for the interior, because a lot of this is going to be allocated to having those cannons on all these ships. For example, this entire bottom deck is going to be able to accommodate 12 cannons, and the top deck is also going to accommodate 12 cannons. So this is a 24 gun ship, and I want to have 24 cannons on it because it is the pride of the Royal Navy. I said it many times. So definitely a lot of small details being added today, but this mock series is really coming together a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Again, I've been working a lot on trying to get these ships to be as screen accurate as possible. That is my #1 goal with this, and I really think I'm starting to accomplish this a lot more. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next episode of the Dauntless. It's going to be coming out next week sometime. We're going to be working on the anchor section. We're going to be building the kind of thing that crawls up the anchor. I'm not exactly sure what that is called. We're also going to be working on the actual mast pieces. That is something I really need to get started on. I also have to figure out what exactly I'm going to do with the base plate situation. It's a little bit of an awkward gap now because I actually have moved this entire stern piece a little bit more forward, adding some more depth and shape to the Dauntless. I also think it looks a lot better. Hope you guys enjoyed this upload. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the interceptor upload coming out this week as well. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.